Hello, friends, and welcome to Pathologic, Volume 7, Episode 34. Today's bonus puzzle is a look air, one of the earlier ones that we saw in this series. Please go back and watch that earlier video if you need to brush up on how this one works and ways to solve it. Today's puzzle will be more difficult than that one, I am sure, but we'll find out right after we take a look at the rules. Look Air is a shading puzzle in which we will be drawing squares in a grid. The rules are as follows. Shade some cells such that all connected regions of shaded cells form perfect squares. So you can see in our solution we have some squares that have been filled in, and there are no shaded regions that are rectangles or other shapes. No two squares are touching orthogonally. They're not sharing any edges. Two squares of the same size may not have a direct view of one another, which is defined as they cannot have a straight line of unshaded cells in between them, but may be in the same row or column. This is the confusing rule of this genre. So this is saying that this 2x2 cell can't see another 2x2 cell. If we trace a direct line horizontally or vertically from it, we will not see another 2x2 cell, 2x2 square of cells. But the caveat at the end is talking about the example here from this 1x1, which, as you can see, does share a column with this 1x1 at the bottom, but is obstructed by a 2x2 in between. So that is legal. A number in the grid represents the number of shaded cells that share at least one edge with it, including itself. So this number 0 is saying that not only is the 0 unshaded, all of the three orthogonally adjacent cells are also unshaded. Whereas this 3 in the middle right here is saying that among it and the 4 adjacent cells, 3 of those are shaded. And in this case, it's the cell itself and its neighbors to the west and south. Those are the rules to look air, so let's get solving. Today's bonus look air puzzle was set by Eric Fox. Where can we begin? I think that large numbers next to small numbers is probably going to be our in here, because there can be only 3 shaded cells among these 5. And only 1 shaded cell among these 5, which means these aren't both shaded for this 3. What are the ways that this 3 could be situated? Let's think those through. It can't be a vertical line because that's broken out of the gate. The most likely is 3 in an L, and that's going to make a square that is at least that big, if not bigger. But it could also be 3 individual non-connected squares. But one of them in the long aspect would have to be bigger because we can't have the same size touching like so. So this would actually satisfy all of these clues as a possibility. As would either of these. So maybe that doesn't tell me as much as I thought it might. What about 2? What does 2 tell me? 2 can't include this one. That's at least a little interesting, because if it did, we'd need to make something that would end up being a rectangle and not a square. So this is not shaded. No two clue can be shaded is the conclusion there. That's kind of surprising. I think that's correct. It's a lemma there, because if any two clue were shaded, then exactly one of its neighbors would be shaded, and that would form a rectangle, not a square. That is not a square. So that unshades all the twos, gives me two neighbors of this one. I think that might be the key finding. This becomes an isolated square. This could grow larger. This one we know has these two neighbors. They can't touch. This one is done. Either this one grows larger or this one grows larger to deal with this sighting. But I don't think I know which one yet. Does anything else? This single forces this to be unshaded, because if it were shaded, then we'd have the same size that could see each other. So that's out. This has two neighbors. Those are both shaded. And this can't grow because then it would merge with this one and we'd have a non-square area. So this one's done. And therefore this has to grow, or else we'd have those seeing each other. So that grows, and that's as big as it can get. This clue is happy, so that's unshaded. This can't see another single cell, which is what this would have to be, so that's unshaded. So this one gets two shaded neighbors. This has to be a square, so let's grow it the other direction, and now it's as big as it can be. This must get larger than so it starts out that big, and actually this 3 clue is already satisfied, so that's unshaded. But this can't stay as a 2x2 because that's a 2x2, so it's at least a 3x3, and this clue is satisfied, so these are all unshaded, so this is as big as it's going to get. This clue needs 2 neighbors, still fine. There's probably something about sight lines from the things at the bottom that's going to let us proceed. The 2 neighbors of this one, either they're at diagonals, or if they're across from each other, then this one is going to grow. That's okay. How do these interact with one another? This can't be shaded, I think. Ooh, no, that's a lie. This one can't be shaded, because if it were, the 1 means that none of these are shaded, and this is going to see another 1 either right here or down here. So that's unshaded. So this clue is known. It sees those 3. Oh, no. It could be itself. So no, it's not known. Oh, but the interaction with the 1 makes it work. So this can see 3 out of these 4 cells are shaded. Only most 1 out of these 2. So these 2 have to be shaded. 1 of these 2 is shaded. These 3 are not shaded for this clue. This still could grow into a 2x2. That would be okay. This certainly can't be shaded because of that. Could have done that before. This single sees here, so that's not shaded. It sees here, so that's not shaded. And this, okay. How do we distinguish between the 3 neighboring cells with this one growing, or this being a 2x2 here, which would also satisfy these? Oh, it can't be a 2x2 here. If this if this is shaded, then that's shaded. We've got a 2 by 2. This would be unshaded, and we have 2 by 2s that see each other. So that's not shaded. That's shaded. We have to separate these. We can't shade this because it would see that. And this has to grow to be a different size than that one. This clue is satisfied. This can't be shaded because of that cell. This can't be shaded because of that cell. And we just have this corner. If this got shaded, then this wouldn't be. So this would be a 1 by 1 and would see that. So that's out. This becomes out for that reason. And we've got if we didn't shade this one, we'd end up shading this 1 by 1, and this, which couldn't be a 1 by 1, would need to extend to a 2 by 2, but then it would see that 2 by 2. So we can't shade these two. We've got to shade one of them and this one, which must be a 1 by 1. This clue now forces itself to be shaded. Now we have the two that we need, and these last two can't be shaded because they would see another 1 by 1. And there we have it. That is how you solve a bonus look error.